Hey everyone, Scott Susie, your limo guy at large, coming to you from the Limo Guy Studios here in Middletown, Delaware. Hey, listen, I need to remind you of a conversation I had with Lloyd Booker on October 5th. It's a very exciting and very interesting conversation. Watch it happen now.
It will be playing on October the 21st, from the 15th to the 21st in Hollywood on Wilshire Boulevard. Those of you that, if you're looking at this way over on the left side of the country, please come and see it.
Can we go out and see it?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I do plan to actually be out there because we're supposed to be interviewed, I think, by one of Joshua's friends from CBS. But yes, playing out there, and we are in the mention for a nomination.
For what?
For the Academy Award, the Oscars, and the Golden Globe.
The Academy Award, the Oscars, the Golden Globe.
Well, you know, the Academy.
That's crazy,
and the Oscars,
man.
But it is. It's and I'm looking him square in the eye. And you almost gonna make me cry, man. But yeah, this is really weird. It's weird.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Southern California in Beverly Hills. And you know what? Congratulations, Lloyd, and thank you so much for inviting me on your little trip here. So we're going to run around Southern California, do all the touristy things before the screening tonight. So let's hit the road. And the place is absolutely beautiful. As you see, City Hall is a wonderful place to visit, right? And in the shadow of Capitol Records, we've got all of these wonderful stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It was actually, like Lloyd said, a surreal moment in time. A wonderful deal. And we're just running up to the hills. We wanted to see the Hollywood sign, and there it is. And before we realized that we needed to get back to Wilshire Boulevard, back to the 60 Hotel. And thank you so much for your wonderful hospitality, all of the staff there, and off to the screening. What are you feeling right now? I mean, this is your movie premiering in Beverly Hills, California, in the shadow of Hollywood sign. I mean, it's got to be an amazing thing for you, right?
It's really surreal. It's a movie that was done with myself and also Joshua Coates and some really talented, dynamic actors, Nick, Beth, and some others. And as you said, and you're right, I was the producer as well as also one of the cast members. And you see the film, I play the Count Basie. But right now, I'm feeling, not nervous. This is almost like hanging around you. You've made me feel really relaxed. And Mrs. Scott Susie, Mrs. Limo woman, lady, thanks for letting them come. And I wanted to say that she's probably gonna bust out laughing when she hears that, but.
I'm sure she'll get a chuckle, and there's no doubt about it. Patty Purcell and I got a chuckle when someone walked into the set. It was great as we were filming. And you know why? Patty's such a sweetheart and a wonderful professional. And so is Avery Lucas. Thank you for taking the time to chit-chat with me, Avery. It was so nice to meet you. It was so nice to meet every one of the cast. They were just amazing people. And RJ, Connor, Rabbi Gottlieb, I still have your card, RJ, so don't worry about it. And that's an inside joke, everyone, between me and RJ and wonderful movie directors across the land and across LA there. But you know what? Really special moment here for these two, Nicholas McCormick, who plays Yale, and Elizabeth Caponegro, who plays Nina. So such a pleasure to meet these two. Their first film, their first feature-length film. And we're getting down to the end here of me chit-chatting. And because the movie is starting, we are ending the 5 o'clock hour and beginning the 7 o'clock. So we're getting a quick chit-chat with Elizabeth here, and then we'll go in and watch the movie. But before we do that, we're going to catch some reaction from a good guy who decided to talk with us, Dan and Green.
You would say it's frack-a-lackin' good.
It's a great effort.
It's a great effort movie.
He's from Philly.
Yeah. It's
Without giving the story away.
No, it was.
Tell me about it. What's going on with your son?
It actually touched me near the end. I mean, after you hear stuff, and I had a tear jar. I was like, wow. But it was very funny. But it really made you look at yourself and decision making when it comes to friendships or relationships or love, without giving it away. But it was just really, really great. But I think what it was really in there for me, especially, it showed how a person defied what other people felt was right or wrong, and he went for it. And it was true love. You know what I'm saying? It's a great movie. It's just,
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Green. And we're off into the movie. And obviously, I can't show you that much, but I can show you my good buddy, Lloyd Booker. There he is as Count Basie with Nick. And what I realized real quick is this is a wonderful full feature movie, and it's a wonderful hour and a half that just absolutely flew by. I mean, that's my gauge. Do I feel like I'm sitting there for hours, or is this thing flying by? And it was just so sweet. And anyone that can incorporate a Sin City animation into a production like Joshua Coates did, I'm now a huge fan of Joshua Coates. So, Josh, you got a new fan, and Nick and Elizabeth, you've got a huge fan here in the Limo Guy, and I give this movie 5 steering wheels of excellence out of 5. So I'm really high on this movie. It was a great production and a fantastic story, and you need to go see it. And so now let's get a chit chat with Felicia Michelle and the cast.
But it is the final screening for it. So between the first and this screening, the movie now has been submitted for the Oscars and the Golden Globes. You can clap for that. Yeah, okay, clap for that. It's also featured in the Hollywood Foreign Press Golden Globes. It was screened at this year's Cannes Film Festival. That's in France. Never been there, but heard it's awesome. And it's also highlighted in the October 6th issue of the Hollywood Reporter, this event there. So if you want to check it out in Hollywood Reporter, it's in there. Without further ado, introduce you to 2 stars of this movie. It is Elizabeth Copper-Negro as Nina and Nicholas McCormick as Yale Schwartz. Give them a round of applause. And of course, to my left is writer, director, just overall visionary and really great guy, Joshua Coates. How are you doing, Nick?
I'm doing great. You?
I'm awesome. I'm here with this amazing cast. We got to watch this awesome movie that's...
was that 2018, 19? Lloyd?
Yes.
Yeah. And Yale was an extra in one of my scenes, so he was watching. Everybody give it up for Danny Palazzo. Here we go. Anyway, okay. So real quick, I was finishing Hollywood, and Lloyd had invited Yale, which Lloyd and Yale were friends, and he invited Yale to be an extra in one of my movies. Yale sat in and watched myself direct, and watched the movie go out and play out, and he was excited about it. Went on, as you see in the story, he had wrote a stage play. He never got over the death of his wife. It's a really true love story. He never got over the death of Nina. She died in '97. He would do these one-act plays to kind of go through. I guess it was just like his therapy, So he was working toward making it a movie. But it was kind of like I'll get there when I can get there. After he finished Hollywood, he got diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and the doctor told him he had 3 months to live. So he immediately called Lloyd. He says, "Lloyd, I can't get in touch with Woody Allen. Josh is my next best choice. Get Josh on the phone." So Lloyd calls me and says, "Hey, I need you to talk to Yale." Now, at this point, he did not tell me he was dying. He said, "Can you read my script?" I said, "Yeah, we can make this movie. What's the process?" I said, "Normally casting takes a few months. If we're lucky, we can find our leads. We gotta, the process." He says, "Well, can you make it in 3 months? I'm dying." I said, "What?" He says, "Can you make it in 3 months? I'm dying." He says, "I really, really need your help." And I said, I thought about it. I told him I'd call him back. I talked to Lloyd about it. We kind of brainstormed on it. And Lloyd says, "Josh, Yale really needs you to do this. This is his dying wish." So I said, "What the heck?" we're going to do this for him. There wasn't a lot of money. We had to kind of really cut a lot of corners. So I had to convince a lot of the actors to fast track this film. Now here comes audition day. This is 1 week. We sent out a blast. Need this, need that, need this. I'm sorry if I'm long-winded. I just want to get it all out so y'all know. I said I need these two characters. Put it out. I'm thinking it's going to be very hard. I said, the character Yale, we could probably get a really fine actor. He came right in. He'll tell you his story. He barely made it that day. But he came right in. He had the height. He did the screen test. And I felt it in my heart. I said, that's Yale. I said, tell all the other guys to go home. So Yale was the first one. Beth was having a serious personal issue with her family at the time. She was one of our last auditions. All the other females, I was getting nervous. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to find this young lady in time. I said, Yale, every day he's getting sicker and sicker. We're like pulling our hair out, and she walks in, and her aura, she didn't have to say one word. She smiled, she stuck her head in the door, and she said, hi, I'm here for the part of Nina. I said, oh, really? She did her first, I let them do a screen test. I said, wow, he's gonna love her. The minute we cast on July 1st, July 15th, we started filming, and we wrapped July 27th. 12-day shoot, whole film.
That's a lot of emotion in 12 days.
On that first day we met Yale, he shared with us, okay, this is why we didn't know this scene was coming. He shared with us when I gave her the look, she stared in my eyes and said, I love you so much. It was the most passionate kiss I've ever had in my entire life. And then he does like a sidebar and he says, we may have made love that night right there in the kitchen.
That was day one of filming.
After 14 hours?
Yeah. They had just met like a week prior, and I said, listen, if y'all can get, this is my little, and I didn't tell them we were shooting that, until I said, hey, let's shoot this scene first. Because I felt if I could break the ice, then it's good. It's good to go.
We owe that as actors to the characters who we have to play, and when you have a real-life character, yeah, there's the pressure of doing so, but we owe it to them. You know, we owe this man this story, so, you know, that pressure was a nice kind of like hand on the shoulder, like it's going to be okay. Just, you know, and trust your director, trust your co-star, and trust the team. Everybody made everything extremely easy. Yale did too. You know, he did that. He was really great with me. He was,
Lloyd, so you connected Yale to Josh to start this film. So when he said to you, hey, I got this movie, but I don't know how long I'm going to be around for this, were you like, oh, how am I going to get this to Josh, and how are we going to actually logistically do these things in time?
He's sitting there looking at me. Actually, what really happened, and I know we're in Hollywood, in Beverly Hills, and everything that they're saying is the actual truth. Now, Yale was a friend of mine. We used to hang out. And Yale was a good dancer. He did a film called Fine Wine, a short called Fine Wine, and ended up being the center of attention. So I had known for a while that he was sick. Now, one of the things that I think you saw, he suffered a stroke at first, and the doctors from the stroke did a deep dive, found out that he had stage 4 pancreatic cancer. So it was late one night, he called me up. He said, listen, can you come over to the house? And I said, sure. Mona was there. Mona's his daughter, grown daughter. She was upstairs. So I go over there, and we're sitting, and he just tells me straight out, I got 90 days to live. And I'm like, okay, is that what the doctor said? And he said, yeah. So my first thought was, let's sit here a minute, do a little meditation, prayer, whatever it was. And first words that came out of my mouth in answer to your question, okay, what is it that you want to do? I kind of had an inkling, because prior to the meeting,
I was instrumental. We were working with Josh on Hollywood with Eric Roberts and Torio. There might come a time that we might be able to use this.
So I need to ask, by a show of hands, let's do it in the audience. Let's do a vote for everybody. By a show of hands, was Jerry a hater or no? You could put Nick.
Yeah, he definitely. I just think he was jealous because of the relationship with Yale, and he just didn't want to be lonely. I think. He was kind of sad. God was a little sad.
So Nick. Didn't forget about you, Nick. You're all the way down. Didn't forget about you. 12 days.
I kind of said, oh my gosh, we have got some magic here, because you don't realize it as you're shooting. And you're shooting the same scene 20 different times and things like that, but you start to see the product and you just go, oh my God, this is what we did in those 2 weeks. I mean, we had to travel to the beach. We had to shoot in different locations. And just everybody shows up, everybody's professional, and everybody, and I've noticed this working with other movies, everybody's pulling for everybody to be as great as they can possibly be. And that's inspiring to see. There's no egos, there's no anything. Everybody was just working to make this man's dream. And it was amazing. Like I said, inspiring, and it was very easy for me. Val and Pete did an unbelievable job. I mean, I showed up and sets were ready, and we were marking where extras were going to be, and it was just a flow straight through everything. Now, one thing I would like to point out, getting back to these two, though, real quick. That first day of shooting, the slam up against the wall, and Nick kind of rips all the buttons off his shirt. Yale looks over at us and goes, well, this didn't happen.
Well, I can say this did happen, and congratulations, Joshua Coates, Assistant Director Nick Piracino, female lead Elizabeth Caponegro, Nicholas McCormick playing Yale as the male lead, Danny Plaza, the best friend Jerry Stern, and my good friend Lloyd Booker. You guys brought this to the screen, and it is a high quality film, and I wish and I hope and I pray for my good friend Lloyd Booker and for all of my new good friends that this film goes all the way. I'm going to be cheering for it. And yes, I did give it 5 steering wheels of excellence, and I'm proud of that rating. That's my first rating, but I could be a little biased because my buddy Lloyd Booker's in it, and I'm so happy for him. I'm proud of him. Keep it up, Lloyd. Keep it up, Joshua, Elizabeth, Nick, Danny, Nick. What a quality piece here. And what I've seen, what I've learned over the past couple of minutes with this whole effort, 1 day effort that's rapidly starting to wind down. It's coming to an end. I flew on a Wednesday. We filmed this on a Thursday, and I'm flying. I'm leaving for the airport at 3 a.m., which is in a couple of hours. So, you know what I'm learning is, boy, this really happens fast, and it may never happen again, but I hope it happens many times for my friends and my new friends, and for me. This was very exciting. So, once again, congratulations to the whole cast. You guys made it happen. Thank you so much, Lumiere Cinema in LA. We really appreciate your support. And a quick word from Lauren, and then we're out of here. Take care, everybody. Thank you. So, Miss Lauren, when I came in here and I shook your hand, it was one of the best handshakes that I've ever received.
Thank you.
This young lady is a cinema owner, and she has got a handshake that's going to knock your socks off. But we're here to talk about different things, right? We're here to talk about AgeLess Love, your involvement with AgeLess Love.
Yeah, so I met Joshua. He said that he wanted to screen, and I offered him my theater space, and here we are.
Anyone want to give a reaction?
Thank you. It was
Anyone?
a touching story.
Touching story?
Yeah, it was great.
Okay. Anyone? Fabulous. I heard the word fabulous. Heard the F word. It's good we heard the F word. That's a good thing, right? Yeah. And for those of you that hung around, look at this little nugget. John Landis was in the crowd. Who's that? Go take a look at his IMDb. It'll blow your mind. But is this the changing of the guard from a great director who's been around the block a million times to a new director that's just starting up the car and getting ready to make the right-hand turn? Man, oh man, what a special moment for Joshua. And it was really an honor for me to be there to capture this. And thanks again, Lloyd Booker, for bringing me in on this. I really appreciate it. It was a special time, a really great moment. And so, Josh, good luck with your career. John, keep up the great work. And I hope to be back in Los Angeles sometime soon, because it's just that kind of a place, man. It's a magical place, and it's a wonderful place here in these great United States of America. Thanks.